Hello and welcome to another week of the weekly support and clarity from Spirit for you. So I hope you've had a good week and you've been really enjoying yourself. How I work is I call in my guides, my spirit guides, all those in spirit who love me, ask them to come close and to give you what you need for the upcoming week, any tips, techniques, exercises that may come with it, and to have a bit of fun along the way, they just said. So if you just give me a second, I'll just tune in, seal off, and we'll get straight into our work together. Alright, this is an interesting one. So everyone's mind kind of, is going. We go from one thought to the next and that sort of thing. And, mindfulness over the last sort of 10 years has gotten quite popular. But what they're talking about is being a little bit more aware of, not so much the mind chatter, but when you have spaces, or when it's reduced, or when it's positive, or that sort of thing. And especially when it's reduced, they were talking about. And when this happens, it's really about sort of stopping and congratulating yourself for that and recognizing that. So the best way to make something grow in your life is to recognize it, to be aware of it, and then also to put some energy into it. So you can put energy into it on an emotional level, through feeling good about what you've done and really going, okay, yeah, like good stuff, You can do it mentally as well through, thinking, wow, that was a good job, and really being aware of what you're thinking in combination with your feeling as well. Because, doing one, it works to a point. Doing them both together actually is a lot stronger. And the next thing that you can do is to actually combine it with some visualization or some imagination or fantasy or whatever you want to call it. So when that actually happens and you have that reduction in that mind chatter, or more space, or it's positive, well then what you can do is sort of go, wow, that was really good, and then feel genuinely good. And if you can't feel really good at the time, go back to a time when you were feeling good and actually use that emotion as a reference for now. Because it's not that you're bullshitting yourself, you're just sometimes need a little bit of guidance and help to be able to find something that can help align with what's going on now. So you bring that in, using that as a reference, like sort of borrow that sort of that emotion at that time, bring it into now, say the thing, whatever you're going to say, and then actually go visualize within yourself about what that does, how that feels. What does that look like? Does it look like you're just going to have an even better day? Does it look like you're going to have a better relationship, or you're going to meet somebody, both whether it be romantically or not, to have a good relationship with, where you're going to have fun with your friends, you're going to make more money, whatever it is. And if you're saying too, it's not so much you can visualize a particular thing if there's a certain direction that you want to go into, have a better job, getting into another career, making more money, having a better social life, having a better rapport or a relationship with your family or friends, or it could be on a personal level, personal endeavors, spiritual awareness, different things like that. Doing new things or learning a new skill, but it could just be generally as well, and it's about stopping and visualizing about how would my life be even more fabulous? How would my life be even more sparkly? And it could be something really simple, just visualizing that you're walking through a really beautiful park, or that you could be walking through the city, but you're just feeling really good about where you're at and what's going on. And so with that, it's really about having fun and not sort of putting too much pressure upon yourself with that. So we'll get into the weekly reading. I've been talking for a little bit there. Yep, what have we got on for Monday? Okay. All right, so Monday's about going with it. It's about sort of not trying to preempt things too much, not trying to work things out, not trying to sort things out too much. It's more about going with it and just enjoying yourself, and and realizing around you what's uplifting and what's not uplifting. Okay, so on Tuesday, this is more about okay, so how do you celebrate with your heart? Are you doing it at all, or are you not doing it? And when you are, sort of celebrating things, or when you want to, are you really letting yourself embrace that with your heart and being heart-centered within your expression? So this is, it's both around people and with yourself as well. So that's going on to Wednesday as well. So, Wednesday is about sort of seeing about when you are sort of more aligned within your heart, what actually happens with that. How does it work with your day, and how does that work with people around you? And it's not about pressure, it's just about sort of checking in. And also this is getting on to Thursday, it's about kind of almost sort of bringing yourself into a higher place within you. If you were to imagine that you're looking at things from a higher perspective, a more loving perspective, a more sort of, you've got a larger view on things, how would that be? What would that look like? And how would you interpret things differently there? Because they're saying too that when you're doing this and you're communicating with people, you'll have a lot more information about how that's coming across, about how you can make that work better for you, how you can make it work better for the other person or people that you're working with. And Friday is going into, this is about work. So this is about really watching, where are you at on Friday and your headspace around work? Like, how are you communicating things? What's actually going on here? And how are you receiving things as well? Because they're saying with work recently, there's been a little bit of a wires crossed a little bit about how you're receiving information and how that information has been given, what the intent of that person has been giving to you for that. So getting on to Saturday, so I just said, get out in the garden, go and get out in nature. It doesn't mean to be the garden, or if you don't have a garden or whatever the case, it's about getting out in nature. So, and with that too, this is getting on to Sunday. This is about really seeing it as being a support system within your life, and how can you, allow yourself to kind of embrace that nature around you, and how can you actually allow yourself to let go, dropping your shit, and doing this in a conscious way. So it's about sort of asking, if you're at the beach or the park, or there's trees or flowers or whatever around you, even grass, and you could just even do this with the earth. You don't need to be so much in particular in nature. You can still do it in a concreted area. It's just that it'll help that flow or that transmission of energy, but actually consciously asking, will you please help me to release this congestion or these thoughts or this kind of what's it called, pressure within my life. You know, I ask you to please take this from me, and I happily let this go. And I thank you for giving me the opportunity to release this and to transmute whatever is going on within me. So doing this in a really beautiful, conscious way is saying, be a partner with Gaia, and let Mother Earth be a partner with you, just the same as you would with Spirit, or you would with a good friend, or partnership in any way. Okay, beautiful. So yeah, thanks for joining me. That was really cool. A bit different, which is good. And yeah, if you'd like a private session with me, all the links are below. If you're going to email me or message me, please leave your phone number so I can call you or message you on there. Sometimes my emails don't get through. And the other thing is I've got a booking link, a booking system on my website if you want to have a look at that. But yeah, really cool. Thanks for joining me. Have an absolutely spectacular week, and I'll see you next week. All right, big love. Bye-bye.